All right, everybody, welcome back to the Mic'd Up Podcast with Zach and Dom.
Yes, sir. Today we've got some NFL draft talks to talk about.
Oh,
NFL
yeah, it
draft
was crazy.
to talk about, yeah. And
Yeah.
the grand finals.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Someone completed
The
a
grand
city.
finals of IEM Melbourne was insane.
Yeah. Someone completed the grand slam.
Insane. Yeah, dude. Only one team was in contention, so.
Yeah, yeah. Let's get into the draft talk. Probably the biggest story and biggest news of the NFL draft was Shador Sanders going in round 5 to the Cleveland Browns. A lot of
Yeah,
people
nuts.
mocked him going number 2 overall to the Cleveland Browns, but they traded the second pick to Jacksonville for a first next year. Let me look this up. It was a first next year, a second this year, and maybe a third next year. Cleveland made a good move there. They received the number 5 overall pick, so they moved back 3 spots. They received the 36th overall pick, the fourth round pick, and a 2026 first round pick in exchange for strictly the second overall pick this year. So yeah, Jacksonville
Wow.
used that pick to get Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people had Shador going number 2 overall to Cleveland. They got him, but in the 5th round, they don't have to pay him nearly as much because that's
Okay.
that's a big pay gap. Like a first rounder or like a top 10 pick to fucking the 5th round is it's a giant leap.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like 100 people in between that.
yeah. The craziest part of the Shador thing was that the team that picked him, Cleveland, picked a quarterback in round 3. They passed on Shador to get a different quarterback, Dylan Gabriel, in round 3. Then in round 5, they turn around and get Shador. It's insane. That shit was crazy.
They're making smart moves over there in Cleveland.
Yeah. I was never a huge fan of Shador, but I didn't think he was gonna fall at the top 10. I figured some team would draft him and then just whiff on it. But him falling to 144, I don't think anyone saw that coming. That was insane. I like that sweatshirt, by the way. Sick.
Thanks. Appreciate you.
I think the steal of the draft was Mike Green. That was the dude I was talking about a couple weeks ago with 17 sacks. He played at Marshall, so I mean 17 sacks at Marshall isn't too crazy. I mean he led college football in sacks, but you were playing at Marshall. But
Right.
Ohio State played Marshall this past year, and he played pretty well against Ohio State. He got a sack, a couple of disruptions. He played really good against Ohio State, so I think he'll be a good pick. He fell
Where
in
did
the
he end up
draft.
going? Who took him?
Ravens, Baltimore.
Gotcha.
Baltimore, yeah. See, he fell. There were some reasonings behind it. You know, we're not going to get into it, but there were some reasonings to why he fell. But I would have picked him in the first round. I don't care.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I think he was the steal of the draft. Even though Shador went in the 5th round, I still think my
Right.
was a steal. To get to our favorite part of the draft now, the Ohio State players that were selected. We had 14 total selections, which
Yeah.
prior to 2022, that was the record. We'd set the record in 2004 with 14 overall picks, and then LSU tied it in 2020, also with 14 picks, and then Georgia broke it in 22 with 15. So, I mean, it ties the school record for us. Second most overall ever. Yeah, it was a good draft for us. We had Emeka Egbuka. He was our first pick. He went to Tampa Bay with the 19th overall pick. Tampa Bay gets a good backup option to Chris Godwin, who they just re-signed in this past offseason. Or this offseason, they just re-signed him. And he was hurt last year for either all of or a good majority of last year. So, I mean, if something happens again, they've got a good backup slot receiver. Even if something doesn't happen, they have a good slot receiver in Emeka Egbuka. He's going to be phenomenal in the NFL.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, our second player that was selected. Go on. What were you saying?
I wasn't just going to say Ohio State receivers typically tend to do pretty decent in the NFL.
We've had a first-round receiver pick in 4 straight drafts, first time ever.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude.
We had 5
receivers and D ends
in the past 4 years.
Receivers and D ends, it seems like Ohio State just pumps them
Yeah, we
out
are
like it's
100%
nothing.
wide receiver U. People are like, oh, LSU, LSU. They have some good ones for sure, but they don't pump them out like Ohio State does.
No, I
Ohio
agree.
State is second to none. Like I said, we've had 5 receivers drafted in the first round in the past 4 years, 4 straight years. And if Carnell Tate goes next year, first round, that'll be 6 straight years because Jeremiah Smith, he's going fucking first round in 2027. There's no doubt about it. There's no
Hell
doubt.
yeah,
So that'll be 6 straight years if we get one the next year.
that's what's up.
Um, Second player selected was Donovan Jackson, offensive guard. He went. I don't know where he went actually. Donovan Jackson. He was. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, but he played just about everywhere on the line last year. He Josh Simmons, our starting left tackle, got hurt, so then Donovan Jackson moved around the line all season, played literally everywhere other than center, and he played phenomenal. Definitely raised his draft stock. I
Hell
think
yeah.
I want to say the Vikings got him. Yeah, yeah, the Vikings picked him. So
Hell
yeah,
yeah. Good
he's a
pickup.
phenomenal offensive lineman. He can play anywhere. I'm sure he can play center. He just hasn't. Yeah,
Right.
he'll be good. Our third overall pick was Tyleik Williams, who's a defensive tackle. He went. That was a bit of a surprising pick. I didn't think Tyleik was going to go round one. He went to Detroit, so he's got a good situation to walk into in Detroit. They're good. They're a good team. They'll make playoffs fucking
Yeah.
the next 5 years
They've
at
been on the
least.
up and up.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. They're probably going to win a Super Bowl in the next 5 as well. A lot of people
I
picked them
agree.
last year and this year, and they just kind of crumbled. But I think they'll get over the hump eventually. Maybe even next year. They may win it all next year. Our fourth and final first round pick was Josh Simmons, the dude that got hurt. He's going to the Kansas City Bengals. He's going to the Kansas City Chiefs. He will be because like in the Super Bowl, the Chiefs were getting clapped on the offensive line, so they
Hmm.
needed to address that position.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you were paying attention to the Eagles and the Chiefs. Chiefs had the 31st pick. Eagles had the 32nd because the Eagles won the Super Bowl. But they traded. They flipped picks, and then Philly gave Kansas City a fifth rounder, I think, on top of it. So they just flipped, and Kansas City got a fifth round out of it for fucking to move back one spot. I don't know why. I don't know why Philly did it. They went the complete opposite direction. I believe they drafted Jihad Carter with that pick, linebacker. Like Kansas City was not going linebacker there, so they just gave up a
Mm.
fifth rounder for nothing, pretty much.
Yeah, it seems
So
pretty
yeah, he was our
useless.
fourth and final first round pick, most of any team. I'm assuming we had the most players drafted. There's no way we didn't, but we had the most first rounders as well.
Hell yeah.
Um, yeah, he was the reason Donovan Jackson got moved around the line so much. Now to start off the second round, running back Quinshon Judkins went 36 overall to the Cleveland Browns. And honestly, I thought Cleveland was going to take Travion Henderson because I think Travion is a better all around running back. Like Quinshon's great. Don't get
Hmm.
me wrong, but Travion Henderson can pass block. He can catch out of the backfield. He can run the ball. He's fast. He can do it all. So
Right.
I figured they'd go Travion, but no, they went Quinshon. Quinshon's good. I think Quinshon will be good for like with his style. He just likes to run right through motherfuckers. So I see
That's
him. I
beautiful.
see him being a good back for like 4 or 5 years, and then injury riddled. Because I mean,
Right.
like just that style, running backs don't last very long in the league, especially with that style, running through right through motherfuckers.
Literally.
Yeah. Speaking of Travion Henderson, he went 2 picks later, and he's going to New England to be a Patriot. He's got a good
Oh,
situation
wow.
walking in there. It's a really young team. I wouldn't say a good situation walking in, but it's a really young team with a young quarterback and Drake May, and they've got a young offense, like really young team. They could be on the upswing here in the next couple of years. And Robert Kraft, he's a great owner. He was the
Yeah.
owner during the Brady days and everything. He's always been good. Our last second round pick was JT Tuimoloau. He's going to the Indianapolis Colts. I believe he went 44th overall, but he's going to the Colts. Hayden's real happy about
Sweet.
that. He's a defensive end,
Yeah.
real
I
good,
figured sure.
real good. There were no third round picks for us, so we're just going to jump right to the fourth round. Cody Simon, our starting linebacker and block O recipient. So every year, for the last like 3 years, I think we've had one player on our team that wears 0, the block O. They are number 0, and that's like the captain of the team. They're the Blacko recipient, goes like the best leader and most outspoken and whatnot. It usually goes to a senior that's been there a long time. So like Will Howard wasn't going to get it last year. I think Sonny Styles, our other linebacker, will get it this upcoming year. But yeah, he was our Blacko recipient. He's going to be heading to Arizona to be a Cardinal.
Oh, he gets to he gets to play with some more Ohio State players.
Some more
Not
Buckeyes,
that
yeah.
there aren't Ohio State players everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, he joins Marvin Harrison and Paris Campbell.
Yeah.
He joins a few more. I'll get in. They're undrafted.
Oh, okay.
Well, one was drafted, one was undrafted. Cody Simon, Lathan Ransom, a 4-year safety at Ohio State, started every year. He got hurt in 2021 in the Utah game, but he went in the 4th round. He's going to Carolina. He's going to be Panther. He'll be pretty good there. Yeah. And our last player from the 4th round was Jack Sawyer, going to your Pittsburgh Steelers.
Damn straight.
Yes, sir. Jack's a good player. He's a good defensive end. He was pretty quiet his first couple of years, but I mean last year and the year before he's been really good. Same with JT Tuimoloau. They both were quiet their freshman and sophomore year, but junior and senior year they really turned it up. Jack has the infamous play where fucking strip sacked Quinn Ewers and took it to the crib in the Cotton Bowl to win it, to seal the deal.
Yeah, dude. I think he's gonna be able to do some good things, and
he will. He's gonna be paired up with Cameron Hayward. I believe Cameron Hayward's still there. He was another Buckeye. He's been a Pittsburgh Steeler forever on the defensive line, yeah. Round 5 saw 3 OSU selections. Defensive tackle Ty Hamilton going to Los Angeles Rams. He's pretty good. He's been there all 4 years of his career. I think Ty Hamilton, I believe his mom is a news anchor on one of the Columbus, like ABC 6 or 10 TV or something like that. Ty Hamilton, going to the Rams. Quarterback Jordan Hancock is going to the Buffalo Bills. I'm sure he'll start there. I'm sure he'll be an immediate starter. You're looking like
are the Bills?
Yeah.
Over Josh Allen?
No, cornerback.
Oh, I thought you said quarterback.
No,
my bad.
Cornerback, defensive back.
Oh, okay, my bad. I was like,
yeah, I think he'll be an instant starter. Yeah.
I was like, you think he's gonna start over fighting Josh? They're just gonna draft a guy yeah. Yeah, my bad. I thought you said quarterback, bro. That's why I looked at you like, what?
Yeah, I saw you. I was like, what? And then
that makes sense.
Our last 5th round selection was Denzel Burke going to the Arizona Cardinals to be with Cody Simon. I think he's also going to be. I don't know if he'll be an instant starter, but I think if he's not, midway through next season he'll be a starter. He's really good. He had one bad game at Ohio State, which was the first Oregon game this past year, and that's what really derailed him. He was being talked about as a first rounder, like first overall cornerback selected, and whatnot. And then the one bad game, it just all fell apart for him. But I think he's very good. And then our very last pick of the draft was quarterback Will Howard. He's joining good friend Jack Sawyer, and they're going to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. They're going to be Pittsburgh Steelers together. And Will Howard's from Pennsylvania, so he's going to his hometown team. I don't know if he's closer to Philly or Pittsburgh, but home state. You got 2 teams, whatever.
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
I think New Jersey, anyways. I think it's New Jersey, maybe New York, whichever one's closer.
You're asking the wrong guy. Remember the last episode when we were trying to figure out where fucking some country was? I don't even remember what country it was. What country was it?
Kazakhstan?
Oh, Kazakhstan. I think, yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, dude, I don't know shit.
We had 3 players go undrafted, but they got signed, undrafted free agents. We had our starting center and Remington Award winner, Seth McLaughlin. He transferred from Alabama last year. It was his one and only year at Ohio State. But he tore his Achilles late in the season. No, yeah, I think pretty late in the season he tore his Achilles, but he still won the Remington Award for best center in the nation. So it was surprising seeing the Remington winner go undrafted, but I mean, it makes sense. He had an Achilles tear. It's hard to come back from that. Yeah. He got signed to Cincinnati. He's going to be a Bengal. Another offensive lineman, Josh Fryer, signed with the Cardinals. So I think they
Nice.
got 3 Buckeyes, maybe 4 in this draft. He signed
Yeah.
with the Cardinals as an undrafted free agent. So that we had 4 offensive linemen go to the league.
Damn.
Two undrafted. 2 were
That's
drafted.
pretty
The 2
pretty
that were
damn good.
drafted were in the first round.
I
But
mean,
yeah,
if you put them all on the field at the same time, that's the entire offensive
yeah,
lineup. So
literally, yeah. You're missing the center.
a center. Yeah.
You're missing one position. And G. Scott Jr., our tight end, he's going to be a New England Patriot with Travion Henderson. He's going to be an undrafted free agent.
Oh, nice.
Overall, I think it was a good draft for every team, pretty much. I mean, it was really well thought out and strategic.
Yeah, I think so.
I personally believe the Arizona Cardinals had the best draft. Um, Not only did they get 3 or 4 Ohio State Buckeyes, but they got 3 legit starters on defense, on the defensive side, with maybe even 4. They got Walter Nolan, Georgia defensive lineman, which those are always good. They got him in the first round
Right.
with the 16th overall pick. Cornerback, defensive back, Will Johnson from Michigan. He he was supposed to be like a first round pick, but he had knee surgery back in 2023, and people were just hesitant to pick him and whatnot. But I mean, he was a first round talent for sure. He went in the second round, so they got a steal there. And then Denzel Burke in the third round. I
Oh
also think
yeah.
Jordan Burke can be a good starter for them on the defensive line. He's out of Oregon. They got him. I don't maybe in the 5th round, 4th round. But yeah, they got him late in the draft. The Ravens also had a great draft, getting the second best safety in college football, Malachi Starks from Georgia. Second, only being worse than Caleb Downs, Ohio State. So I mean, he may have been the best. I may just be a little biased,
Right.
but they got him, and then Mike Green with their second round pick.
Oh yeah.
Dude, they had 5 6th round picks, 5, and they used
Damn.
all of them. I mean, they
Damn.
got Bill Hall Cone. I've never heard that guy. Tyler Loop, um, LeJontay Wester.
No way you pronounce that right.
LeJontay Wester. Yeah, that's the only one I'm confident in.
Oh, that's funny. That was the only
Uh,
one I wasn't confident
Aeneas Peebles.
in.
Aeneas.
Aeneas Peebles.
Yeah,
That can't be any closer to Anus Pebbles.
I know.
That is hilarious.
Robert Longerbeam. That was their 5. Their 5 6th round picks.
Longer beam.
Yeah, Longerbeam. Yeah, Robert
There's
Longerbeam. And
no
then we
way
go to
that's a
normal
real
names
name.
with Garrett Dellinger in the 7th round. We go back to normal
Oh,
guys.
okay, back to normal. Are we sure that 5th round took place or 6th round took place on Earth?
Dude, I don't know.
Because that's crazy.
These names is. We're gonna go back to the first one. Bilal Cone, Bilhal Cone with a K. Tyler Loop, that one's
Glaucon.
easy. LeJontay
Black
Wester.
cone.
Yeah, Aeneas
Legionte.
Peebles.
That's crazy. Aeneas
Uh,
Peebles might be my new favorite NFL player.
What is he? He's a Aeneas Peebles. He's a defensive tackle from Virginia Tech. There you go.
Hell yeah.
He played at Duke and then must have transferred to Virginia Tech.
What's he weigh?
282.
Yeah, that's my favorite guy right there.
Aeneas Peebles. That's
Aeneas
fucking crazy.
Peebles.
Oh god. The Packers going back to the NFL. We're going back to
Yeah.
the draft. The Packers had a good draft. Getting receiver Matthew Golden from Texas with their first round pick. Starts the first time Green Bay's picked a receiver in the first round since 2002, since your birth year.
Damn. Yeah, it's insane.
Think about that. The Green Bay Packers have went your whole lifetime without picking a first round receiver. And think about how many good receivers they've had.
Yeah, they've had some pretty damn good receivers.
Like Donald Driver. I don't know if we drafted him or not, but like Donald Driver, Devontae Adams, Jordy Nelson. Dude, we've been
Right.
blessed with good receivers.
Yeah, for never drafting him.
Yeah. Yep. My personal best
Well,
player.
I will say, having Aaron Rodgers that whole time from
Definitely
02 to,
yeah, yeah.
you know what I mean? He helps draw established good wide receivers to your team.
Yeah.
good wide
He can
receivers
also
want to
make
play with
wide
Aaron
receivers.
Rodgers. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's true.
My personal best player in this draft, we talked about a couple weeks ago, edge from Penn State, Abdul Carter. He went third
Mm-hmm.
overall to the Giants. And dude, I was texting my buddy before the draft. I was like, dude, if the Titans don't select Abdul Carter number 1, Cleveland needs to select him number 2. And then they fucking traded the pick.
Damn.
But yeah, he's going to New York to be a Giant. I think he's a player that will be effective in the league for like 10 years. Like he's going to be a legit. He's going to be like a Micah Parsons player. He's going to be a good player for
Oh
years
yeah,
and years to come. They
that's
also
what's
picked
up.
up hopeful franchise QB Jackson Dart in the first round as well. They had 2 first round picks. Used it on Abdul Carter and Jackson Dart. I mean, I don't know how much better you can get than that. Jackson Dart, I don't think was going to be a first rounder. I figured he'd be more like a second or third rounder, but I mean, he's a quarterback from Ole Miss. He'll be just fine. He'll be just fine.
Right.
The Eagles had a good draft once again, getting 3 SEC defensive players.
Damn.
Yep. They love them SEC defenders. I mean,
Yeah.
who wouldn't? Who wouldn't? They got Jihad Campbell, a linebacker from Alabama, in the first round. Andre Makuba, safety from Texas,
Couldn't tell you.
and then Smail Mundone, linebacker from Georgia.
Couldn't tell you if you see that one right either.
So yeah, they load up on them defensive fucking SEC players, and it fucking worked out. Just won the Super Bowl.
Hell yeah.
But yeah,
I mean,
they traded up 1 pick and gave up their 5th rounder for Jihad Campbell, which they could have
yeah,
gotten at
that
32.
doesn't make any. Yeah, literally.
Yeah. The Chiefs were not going linebacker.
Imagine they didn't do that though, and just to be a dick, the Chiefs did take him.
I don't think they announced
It's
like
funny. It's
I don't
funny.
think they're like, hey, let's trade because we want Jihad. I think they're
True.
just like, hey, you guys want a 5th rounder and we move up 1.
Right.
They're like, fuck it, I'll take it. And the last team I want to talk about are the Steelers. They got Derek Harmon, defensive lineman from Oregon, in the first round. Running back Caleb Johnson from Iowa in the 3rd round. He was regarded as like one of the better running backs in the draft. Like it was
Hell
probably
yeah.
Ashton Genty, Omarion Hampton, maybe I think is his name, from North Carolina. He was a good running back, and then Trey Quinchon, and then Caleb Johnson. So he was probably like the 5th best running back in the draft. And he has potential to be the best running back in the draft. Caleb Johnson was really good
Hell yeah.
last year.
That's
Uh,
what's up.
they got Jack Sawyer in the 4th round. Talked about him. Yaya Black, defensive lineman from Iowa, in the 5th round, and Will Howard in the 6th round. They had 2 7th round picks, but I mean, I don't think they're gonna amount to anything very good. But yeah, like I was saying
Right.
earlier, I think this is a really good draft overall for most teams, and the only real questionable picks I had was Shamar Stewart going 17th overall to the Bengals. He's a player from Texas A&M. He's got like the same measurables, the same body as Myles Garrett, which is why people were very high on him. Like he's a defensive end, and he got 4.5 sacks throughout his whole college career, 3 years. He
Hmm.
had 1.5 sack every year. It's not the best.
Yeah, it's not that good.
Yeah, I think the
Yeah.
Bengals definitely reached there with the 17th overall pick. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was pretty crazy. And then the Browns, the other questionable pick, were the Browns getting Dylan Gabriel in the 3rd round and getting Shador in the 5th. Dylan Gabriel's like 5'10". He's not very tall. He's a left-handed
Right.
quarterback. Doesn't have a great
Yeah.
arm. Yeah,
It's
I
unfortunate
don't know what
for
they
the
were thinking
Browns, I
there.
guess.
Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking there with that pick. And then topping it
Right.
off with Shador in the 5th round. You could have just
I know.
gotten Will Howard once and fucking been done.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't explain the decision making in the Browns organization.
Me neither, dude. My dad. Okay, so this was before they picked Dylan Gabriel. It was their pick. My dad was like, "Please don't be Shador. Please don't be Shador. Please don't be Shador." And then they picked Dylan Gabriel, and he was like, "I would have rather had Shador."
Right.
And then they got Shador. My dad's pissed. He's so mad at the
Yeah.
Browns right now. But
Yeah.
Cleveland's gonna
I
Cleveland,
imagine that's
man.
every Browns
Yeah,
fan.
Cleveland's gonna Cleveland.
Yeah, dude.
That's all I got.
All right. Well, I think we can move over to Counter Strike, man. I don't have a terrible amount, but the most important thing is that Vitality won the Grand Slam.
Yep.
last night.
Yep. Yep.
It was an absolute masterclass of a grand finals, dude.
For both teams
Um,
or just Vitality?
dude, both teams. It was so good. It was so good. It was so good. But as far as the Grand Slam goes, Vitality become the 5th organization in history to ever win a Grand Slam. And Rops on Vitality is one of 2 people in
Same
CS
team.
history to win 2 Grand Slams.
Who
So
who are the other four?
there's only one other. There's only one
No, no.
other
Who are the other four
person.
teams?
Oh, that's one Grand Slams.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
The
Astralis,
one from yeah.
Liquid, Navi, and FaZe.
Okay. Damn, phase.
So yeah, FaZe was the other team that Rops won his Grand Slam with.
Damn.
Yeah, that's why Rops has 2 Grand
Because I
Slams.
remember back in the day, like phase was heavy on CS on their CS team.
Dude, they used to be so. They still are. They're just in a down slump right now. If they make some changes, FaZe can come back
Like,
and
dude, I remember watching the
be
Phase
some
House
title
vlogs, and
contenders.
they'd go to MLG and like all the big like
Yeah,
Rain and Rug and all them. They'd go to MLG and
right.
fucking and root on their CS:GO team. Like, yeah,
Yeah, dude.
that used to be a big dominance with Phase.
It still is. FaZe is still a very good team. Or at least a very good organization. They just need to
Yeah,
get their team back up into.
similar to the New England Patriots.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly,
yeah.
exactly. Um, but yeah, as I said, man, that grand finals matchup, it was an absolute masterclass for both teams. By far the best match of Counter Strike we've seen in 2025.
Really?
Like dude, it was actually so good. Vitality obviously take it, but it was
Mhm.
3-2 in the series. Um, Map 5, dude, went to triple OT. I mean,
Last
it
map,
was
fucking
ridiculously
like
close.
Game 7 overtime type
Yeah,
shit. Game 7 over
yeah, dude.
tied up.
I mean, this is the closest Vitality have come to losing since they've started their now 21 match win streak. Yeah, but then that's the 3rd highest in history. And NIP, obviously, that old one
Yeah,
being the
yeah,
highest. People don't even count that.
yeah.
The only one, the only one that people really consider to be higher than this one is the Liquid one in 2019. They had a 23 match win streak.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
Vitality,
that's
they can do it, man.
like
They
old
can beat
time
it.
NBA or NFL records. Like this is
Yeah,
before.
it's because
Yeah,
when NIP was doing that, dude, it's like there wasn't even established majors. There wasn't
yeah,
like there was nothing.
yeah.
Um, Robson Saiwu, bro, they put on a show. They put not Rob's fuck. Zaiwu was the MVP. He had a 1.34 rating across all 5 maps, like across the grand finals,
Mhm.
and he went 110 and 82. 110 kills and 80. I mean, he was just destroying them, destroying them. What is that? 28? No, 38.
What was it? 118 and 82. 100,
110 and 82.
110 and 82. Something like that.
28, 38, something like that. In between, like positive rating is insane. And Rops was right behind him, going 98 and 74. So another 25 fucking positive thing. KD. They destroyed him, dude. Not really destroyed him, but they were they were playing phenomenal, man. They were taking heads off everybody. And the top performer on Falcons was Tessus. It wasn't even Nico or Monacy.
Really?
Yeah. And
I've
Tessus
never,
went 105 and 95.
I've never heard of that guy. I've heard of Nico Mondesi.
Well, of course. But yeah, Tessus is the guy that people are saying is going to replace on Falcons.
Mm.
Kiyosuke is the
The
new
Russian
Russian
kid.
doll. Yeah, yeah. Um, but yeah, Tessus went insane. Uh, don't get me wrong, Monacy also went insane. He also had a positive rating. I don't remember exactly what it is. I can look real quick. Monacy went 97 and 81. So just right up there with everybody. Zaiwu had plus 28 KD, like more kills than deaths.
Yeah.
He had 20 more kills than deaths, and Robs had 24 more kills than deaths. It's insane. They were just putting on a show. Nothing else really to say about it.
Mm.
Um, yeah, getting away from the grand finals, man. Just because, I mean, don't get me wrong, it was fantastic. Map one, Vitality kind of destroyed Falcons. Right, it was 13-2. People were like, oh fuck, we're about to get another 3-0. Falcons or Vitality's about to just destroy the shit. And then map 2, we come back, we go all the way to overtime, and Vitality don't win a single map or round in overtime. Falcons pull through 16-12.
Oh.
Yeah. And then we go to map 3, and Vitality pull through again. So they literally traded maps all the way through this best of 5. Vitality won map 3 13-9. So that one was a little closer.
That's exciting to watch,
But,
though.
Right. And then map 4, Falcons pulled through 13-10, got it done in regulation.
Damn.
And then, as I said before, that map 5, man, that triple OT, it's like,
What was the final score of that?
22-20.
Damn.
Yeah, dude.
Just squeaked out too. They
Yeah.
almost had a fourth overtime.
Yeah. Yeah, if Falcons would have won that last round, they would have went to fourth overtime. Oh, man, dude. It was such a good finals. Rewatching it today because I was asleep last night. But, yeah, man, it was so fucking fun to watch. The crowd was going nuts. It was in Australia, so everybody was doing shoeies, dude. It was crazy. The crowd was just going nuts. It was fantastic. But yeah, getting away from IEM Melbourne, man. The next tournament coming up is PGL Astana. That one is not going to be the most exciting tournament because not all the top teams are going to be there, but Team Spirit will be there. So I think they're clear favorites. I think what's going to happen is Donk's going to show up and run through that entire tournament, and like there'll almost be nothing to talk about because it'll be like a regular Vitality tournament. Yeah, Vitality's not there. Spirit's just doing it. You know what I mean? That does start May 10th though, so it's coming up about a week and a half. Right after PGL Astana, we have IEM Dallas though. IEM Dallas will be the next great tournament. That we have all the big boys going up. That starts May 19th. And right after Dallas is the Austin Major. So I imagine all the big teams will be in Dallas and then just stay in Dallas, or not stay in Dallas, but stay in Texas, go up to Austin for the major. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, dude, I think this next month and a half, this next 2 months is going to be, I think, great for Counter-Strike, leading up to the major.
How long are you going to be there? In Austin?
I'm only going to be there for like 4 days.
What was it, Thursday through Sunday?
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. No, it'll be Friday to Monday. Yeah, I'm flying up there Friday morning. Down there.
Yeah,
dude.
Like that Thursday or Wednesday or something.
Oh yeah, fuck. I kind of forgot.
And then you can fucking record some videos with your phone.
Right.
Make a little vlog.
Oh yeah, dude. That'd be sweet. Yeah, dude. I can't wait. It's gonna be such a good time. It'll be so fun. Hopefully we get another matchup like this one with fucking Falcons and Vitality, man. I'd love to see that. That's pretty much all I have for tournament-wise in Counter-Strike. The last thing I do want to cover is some breaking news came out a couple days ago, and Astralis is exploring the sale of their organization and their CS division. So they're looking for new owners
Mhm.
of Australis potentially. So I don't know if things will change if they do end up selling, if they'll end up rebranding or doing anything else. I highly doubt it because Australis is such like
Historical.
a no exact. It's like a
Yeah.
historic
Yeah.
organization within Counter Strike.
Yeah.
So and like and a well desired one. A lot of people want to play for Australia, especially in Denmark because they're known for having like all Danish lineups. They're a Danish organization,
Mhm.
right? But if they sell it, they're no longer necessarily Danish unless another Danish company buys them. Um, then we could see uh, an international Astralis lineup coming here soon, which could be crazy.
Yeah.
I don't think that's ever. I don't even know if that's ever been done. Pretty sure Astralis has always been Danish.
Hmm.
I don't quote me on that,
Yeah.
but there's a good chance of it.
That's crazy.
There's a very good chance. The same thing that Furia is doing right now. Furia, as far as back as I can remember, has been a Brazilian squad, a Brazilian
Yeah.
lineup, Brazilian organization.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, they're signing Russians and fucking Kazakhstanis. I don't know where Kazakhstan is.
Kazakhstanians.
Yeah, like I don't know, man.
Eastern
Furia's
Russians.
doing some crazy shit. Eastern Europeans. I don't know anything, but yeah, Astralis. That's crazy news, man. Astralis is potentially selling. I don't know. It makes sense.
Yeah.
They've missed the 5 consecutive majors now.
Wow.
They have not even played in like the major. They haven't even played in a major in fucking 2.5 years.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's. They've been. I told you. Remember when I told you FaZe lost to Astralis, and I was like, you shouldn't be losing to Astralis.
Yeah.
Astralis is fucking ass.
Yeah.
This is why Astralis is fucking terrible. That's what I mean. They're selling their shit because they don't make majors because they're broke. Because they have not made no money.
Yeah.
Like it's. I don't understand how they're losing. And then they did this whole thing where they signed Cadian again as the IGL, and they just replaced him. I mean, after like 4 months, not even, probably about 4 months, they replaced him again.
So they got rid of him. They had him, got rid of him, had him again, got rid of
Yes.
him.
That is exactly what happened.
Wow.
Because they're a Danish organization, and there's only so many Danish fucking players that you can have. Like,
yeah,
that's my whole gripe with international lineups, or not international lineups, but
national. Yeah,
um, like I get it. It's cool to represent your country.
but they're
honestly,
the
I
pool
love
of
it.
players.
I
Is
do
only
love it.
So
right, but it would
so
be
many.
better for a competitive standpoint
Yeah.
if you would just allow anybody to play on your team. And I also get it. A lot of the players will have conflict in
language barriers.
language, right?
Yeah.
If you can't speak the same language as somebody, how can you possibly be on the same team?
Yeah.
Right. So I understand why there's national teams and shit like that, but I do wish that. I don't know. I don't know what I wish. I don't know if there's even a way around it, because like the Mongols, they're becoming, a championship contender team, and they're a national lineup.
Mm-hmm.
I think the reason the Mongols don't make it further in more tournaments is because the average age on their team is like 20. Like they're young as fuck. Mm-hmm. They have no experience on stages. They have no experience doing any of this. This is the first time that there's ever been a Mongolian lineup that's ranked top 5 in the world. It's the first time ever.
Yeah.
Right, so they're all new to these 9,000 seat arenas. People screaming at you. Like imagine Vitality. Apex, the IGL Vitality, bro. Imagine him. You're map 5 of a grand finals to win an extra $1 million bonus from the PGL Grand Slam or the ESL Grand Slam. And you have 9,000 people in an Australian arena saying or chanting, "Fuck you, Apex," chanting it. It's fuck, like imagine the pressure you have on you.
Yeah.
And Apex has been doing it for years, so he understands how to deal with it.
Yeah, and you can't teach that.
18, you're 18, 19 years old, you've never done it before.
Yeah.
Shit's gonna get to you, man. So I mean, it's crazy. Crazy. I think the Mongols. Now Eternal Fire, Aurora, previously Eternal Fire, they need to figure something out. They've made it to like, I think before this tournament, they made it to almost every single playoffs of every event this year, and didn't win a single match in the playoffs.
Oh wow.
They won every match they needed to get to the playoffs, but once they're in the playoffs, they lose the first round every single fucking time.
Yeah, that's piss poor.
Right. So like, yeah, it is piss poor. But they're an all Turkish lineup. So how many more Turkish players are there out there for you to improve?
Yep.
I simply don't know.
Yeah, just the pool of players, it's limited. Whereas you go international, unlimited. You can get anybody from anywhere.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. And I will say, like, there's full Russia. Russia can do it because Russia's massive.
Yeah, Russia's huge.
And there, I mean, even now, there's fucking like 8 full Russian lineups. I mean, there's like, Russians are a huge part of the Counter-Strike thing. Even you'll have four players from one country, and then you'll throw in a Russian offer or like something like, just because the Russians, I mean, they're so good. That's why Donk and Kiyosuke, all these young guys coming up in that region. I mean, they're just, I don't know, something in the water or something. Looking
just surprising, dude. I feel like Russia wouldn't have like Wi-Fi or something. You know what I mean?
Crazy. That's crazy. I will say though, Malbs, the guy on G2, he is from Guatemala, and he was saying, like, when he moved to Europe and was able to play on like actually good ping, it was insane because he was used to playing on like 130 ping and just running around with like SMGs and shit, just being able to kill people like that.
Yeah.
Just because if you're on 130 ping, I mean, you're skipping around for them just as much as you're skipping around for you.
Yeah.
Right, so it's harder for them to hit you. But yeah, shit's crazy, man.
Yeah, it is. There was actually one last thing that I had.
What you got?
Talladega results.
Oh, let's do it.
Austin Cindric wins it.
That's all I had for Counter-Strike.
Austin Cindric wins it. Yep. Kyle Larson
I'm not
finishes
mad
second.
about that.
William
That
Byron
I'm mad about.
finishes third. Noah Gragson finishes fourth, and Chase Elliott finishes fifth. There were 7 Chevys in the top 10.
Damn. I really wish Kyle Larson would have won that.
Me too. I love Kyle Larson.
Very sad. Me too. I'm a massive Kyle Larson fan.
Ryan Preece and Joey Logano were disqualified for failing a post-game or post-race inspection.
Oh, that happens all the time in racing.
Yeah. The number 22 Team Penske Ford Mustang was disqualified following post-race inspection at Talladega today. One of the 18 bolts on the surface of the spoiler that connected to the base was found to be loose, and NASCAR penalized the team as a result. This was not intentional and happened throughout the course of the race event. Team Penske accepts the disqualification. Race winner Austin Cindric's car passes inspection. Wow.
Yeah, that kind of shit happens all the time. There's also shit that, like, the manufacturer of the cars will try to do to improve something, and maybe it's a gray area in the rule, and they get caught. So I mean, yeah, that kind of shit happens. Especially not only NASCAR, but especially Formula One, where it's like where it's mainly manufacturers. Like that's like the main thing.
Yeah, NASCAR, you have to have the same shell, like it fits a little mold. The whoever they are, officials will come in with a mold, and they'll put the mold on top of your car.
Right.
If it fits everything, you're good.
Right.
Yeah, Formula One, it's completely different.
It is different. It's way different, but it's better now because they put a cap on how much you can spend on your car. Whereas before,
Manufacturer.
If you
They
had
were,
billions of
yep.
dollars to spend, then you were going to be better
That's how the
than the other
MLB is.
teams.
MLB doesn't have a salary
Yeah,
cap.
yeah. Um,
Priest had finished second and Logano finished fifth before both cars were disqualified. Priest is now listed as finishing 38th, Logano 39th in the 39 car field. They both only scored 1 point. Had
he was
NASCAR
fifth.
cited, yeah. Logano was fifth, Priest was second. So if Priest would have
Oh
won
my,
that, they would have
yeah. You
disqualified.
imagine how pissed I'd be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
NASCAR
yeah.
cited Priest's car for failing Rule 1458F. Had 3 shimps instead of the required 2. And
That's
then
see,
Logano
that's
was missing
purposeful.
yeah. Then Logano was
Yeah,
missing the spoiler bolt.
yeah, yeah. See that three shins thing,
Yeah,
shins or
yeah.
whatever the fuck it
Shims.
is. Yeah, that's them. That's a gray area.
It
That's them
is.
trying to
Yeah.
bend the rules. See, that's a well-deserved penalty right there.
Yeah. That's crazy. Both
I
finished
mean,
top
if you
5.
get caught, if you don't get caught, kudos.
Bingo. Dude, Dale
Yeah.
Sr. was great at that, not getting caught.
Yo, yo.
He was phenomenal at that.
Yeah, he was a beast.
There's a picture of oh my god. There's a picture of him holding up his car with his boot. So it met the inspection. Uh, hold on. I'm getting it pulled up.
Yeah,
How do I go full screen on this motherfucker? It's asking me to sign into Twitter. I'm not doing all that. Just show me the damn picture. There we go. Share screen.
oh, I'm gonna have to watch it. Hold on. Oh
You
yeah,
see
I've seen that. I
it?
think.
Yeah. Holding his boot up. Using his boot, holding the car up right there. Make sure it fits inspection. Yeah, he was masterful at that. At the gray area.
Fuck yeah.
Yep. All right. Well.
I mean, hell, that was great.
Yeah.
I love Dale Senior, man.
Yeah. Jeff Gordon,
You gotta
my
do what you
all-time
gotta
favorite.
do. In the wise words of one of the Kelsey brothers, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
You ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Yep. Damn straight. All right. Well, that'll wrap it up for today.
Hell yeah.
That's all I needed to hit.
Yeah, I think I hit, unless I forgot anything, but I don't think I did.
Yep. Yep. We'll see you guys next Monday, 1:00.
Yes. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yep. I always forget to say that shit. Hit the bell. There you go.
Oh yeah, hit that bell.
I always forget the bell. All right. Thank you guys.
Peace out.